Let's get it started. I keep on falling. That run has been done too many times. I think if you hear that run and you could be like, oh, this could be any number of songs. This could be the start of any number of songs. Then the run has been done too many times. You know? Okay, I'm gonna stop. But hey, when you write a song and you think you're eating it up with that run, think again, girl. It has been done. It has been done. Anyway, hello and welcome back to another episode of Insufferable with me, your host, Lindsay. How? Welcome back. Oh, I belched. I don't know if you could hear that. You know when a belch just comes out as you're talking? That's so embarrassing, by the way. That's so embarrassing. And say you're saying something really serious. You know what I mean? You're like, you know what? You don't have to take that type of treatment from your partner. Okay. He should respect you. Okay. Show a little compassion. You know, do you walk past the fact that you just belched during, that serious conversation? Or do you say, oh, excuse me, sorry, I didn't mean to belch when you were sobbing and I was trying to give you advice? You know what I mean? It's like, it's so off putting, or like when you fart and you think it's not going to make a noise, but it does make a noise. Girl, what the hell? So, anyways, yeah, bodily functions. Anyway, welcome back to episode 53. We are over 1 year old now. Okay, we are 53 weeks old. And I'm happy to be here. Okay, I'm recording late this week. You know what I've been? I've been outside. I ain't gonna lie, girl. I manifested like 2 years ago that I would be outside more. Okay. I am a homebody. As a Cancer sun, I am a homebody. I like to be in the home. I like to make a house a home. Everything is so perfect here in my house. I have everything that I need. I can cook, I can clean, I can rest, I can binge watch television, I can scroll on my phone, I can do yoga, I can put my little yoga mat down and foam roll my muscles out, I can do a spell or a ritual. There's really nothing I can't do inside of these four walls. So it is difficult for me to find a reason to leave these four walls. Okay. But I do know that in order to meet more people, make more connections, gain more opportunities, be in a place of I don't know, like making yourself available to have more experiences. Um Unfortunately, to do that you do need to be outside, okay? Um it's difficult for me to also leave outside and be outside because I don't have any money. And what if I get stranded? And I'm also a Cancer and I'm also a Virgo rising, by the way. So I'm over here thinking of the details of the worst case scenario of me getting stranded somewhere and not having any money to get myself home. I can't get an Uber because your bitch is in the negatives, and you know what I mean. So I've been trying to let all that go. I've been trying to get out of the house more. I did manifest that a while back. And when I reflect on the last year and a half of my life, that manifestation has come true. Okay, girl, I be out of the house. And it's crazy how shit works out that way when you ask for it. Asking you shall receive type shit. So I have been out. This last week has been super fun. Gay Pride was on Sunday, the day before my anniversary for the pod. And I had such a wonderful time. It was so wonderful that I ended up crying in the bar at some point, like just of pure joy and happiness that all of my people were together. We were dancing. Everyone was in a good mood. We were having a good time. The music was popping. You know what? If you get me and all of my best friends a little bit tipsy and or drunk in the day during a beautiful sunny day in my favorite city in the world, and the Spice Girls is what the DJ is playing, cue the waterworks. I'm so sorry. Like I'm filled to the brim. I'm overflowing with gratitude in this moment and I have to cry about it. It's kind of like it's my Cancer nature. Okay? I brought the house outside. I brought everything that makes me feel comfortable and at home to the Broadway bar. And we're all dancing and listening to the Spice Girls, which will really get me. You know what I mean? The Spice Girls are nostalgic. Okay, that's why that movie This Is the End, with that classic group of people, Seth Rogen, James Franco, Jonah Hill, Danny McBride, like all those people, that movie, if you haven't seen it, this is a big spoiler, so go ahead and just tap on through. At the end of the movie, they all go to heaven, or most of them go to heaven. And when they get to heaven, all of their friends are there and they're all happy. And, weed, like joints are like coming out of thin air, like when they want them. Everything is happy and like beautiful, and everyone's in such like the high spirits because they're all in heaven. And then the Backstreet Boys break out into song in heaven, and everyone's dancing to the Backstreet Boys. The Backstreet Boys are there and they are singing, everybody, yeah, rock your body, yeah, everybody, rock your body right. Backstreet's back, all right. Okay. That song is very nostalgic for me. Okay? And when I saw that movie and I saw the ending, I was sobbing. I was like, this is the best thing ever. If this is what heaven is like, then sign me up, girl. Let's go now. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But I just like the thought of their depiction of heaven being exactly what I want it to be. So, yeah, music does that. Music can trigger some deep memories that are, core memories and beautiful ones, and sometimes they're not so beautiful. But in this instance, this weekend when I was in the bar with all of my friends and the Spice Girls was on, all was right in the world. Essentially, that's how I felt in that moment. And because I am a Cancer, I did cry about it. I was a little bit tipsy. Everyone kept handing me Jello shots, and I don't really be drinking like that. So When I'm out here, having one and a half drinks, I'm tipsy. That's kind of how it goes. Because I don't be drinking like that. But anyways, it was a good fucking weekend. And then yeah, the week has been chill. The weather has been good. We are slowly getting into the summer months. It looks a little windy outside right now. I'm looking and seeing that the trees are blowing. That's something else that'll get me emotional. Watching the trees sway in the wind. I mean, goddamn. I really be stopping and smelling the roses, and you should too if you haven't lately. The kids these days, they say touch grass. It's so important. It's so important to touch grass, dude. Ground yourself. Take your shoes off and step on the earth for God's sake. And that's coming from someone who loves shoes, obsessed, can't get enough. I if I had the ability to do so and the financial stability to do so, I would be shopping for shoes every day. Probably I'd probably always be buying shoes. Okay, I love shoes, but sometimes you got to pop those suckers off and plant your feet on the earth and thank it, by the way. Say thank you, by the way, for housing me, for giving me these natural resources. I'm sorry there's big bad men in ill-fitting suits exploiting those resources, but I don't have control over that directly. I can only be grateful in this moment, and every moment that I get to live on this earth and be respectful and send my gratitude back into the earth. You know what I mean? She's woo woo now, you guys. She's woo woo. And you know what? It's only benefiting me. Okay? There's actually no downside to being woo woo. So if you don't want to be woo woo, that is on you, girl. That is on you, girl, because it's a win-win. Um anyways, I had some topics I wanted to speak about today. Um and it's because I've been having these dreams. Okay? I keep having dreams, and my dreams are, first of all, you should know, always nightmares. Okay? My dreams are always nightmares. It's so sad. Uh also, ever since I become woo woo, more seriously woo woo, more career woo woo, if you will, um, I've been hearing a lot about astral projection and like the dream world and da 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 da. Girl, that place freaks me out. That place gives me anxiety. The dream world is not for me for whatever reason. I don't feel good there. I feel vulnerable. I feel scared. I feel imminent danger the whole time I'm asleep. I don't know. If you're a high up woo woo, maybe you can diagnose me in the comments. But yeah, girl, it's imminent danger over there in the dream world. So I don't really like to be there. But, anyways, I've been having these reoccurring dreams ever since I lost my job, of me working in my last job in the warehouse, like them asking me to come back, which really would be embarrassing for them. They would never do that, to be honest. That would be too embarrassing for them to ask me to come back, okay? Because I did a really good job there. And they laid me off for no good reason. But I think there's this like connection, like connecting the dots of employment, in my head. And I was thinking about a podcaster who talked about how, people used to get purpose from their jobs, you know, used to. Back in the day, girl, back in like the 40s and the 50s, people used to have purpose from their jobs. And it's because they were able to build a sustainable life for their families with the income they got from their jobs. Okay, so inherently, this is my opinion, this is my theory. Inherently, if your job allows you to do that, and I don't mean like allows you like they're allowing it, like the allowance, the pay allows you to build a life and take vacations and buy homes and have children and all of that, that's when you can like be grateful for your job. I mean, everybody gets stressed at their jobs, and that is, that just it is what it is. Work can be stressful, especially like what position are you, what are you in? What position are you, high up? Like, do you have a lot of responsibility? Like, is a lot, on your shoulders? Do you have, are you the CEO and you're responsible for paying all these salaries and making sure all these people can support themselves? You know what I mean? Like, there's obviously levels to it. I don't have any shreds of empathy for CEOs in 2026. I'm so sorry. You're the scum of the earth, by the way. And I don't have any empathy, sympathy. I don't have any feelings toward you at all. Okay. I think most of you can end the suffering that is 2026 if you weren't so fucking greedy. Um, but that's beside the point. People used to get purpose from their jobs because they were able to build a sustainable life off of the income that they made. Okay, we don't have that anymore. We're not allotted that anymore in this year of 2026 and probably 20 years before that. Jobs are paying less and less, and the cost of living is going higher and higher. And we have this idea in our heads that like when things even out, when the war is over and when we've established peace and when and this pretend scenario we have in our head that the prices are going to go down because everything evened out, like the war is over, like we got the peace, blah 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 blah. Now prices can go back down to what they once were, and unfortunately that's not actually what happens. You know what I mean? Like, history tells us that once the prices are up, the CEOs are like, they've already been paying this, so why lower the prices now? They're all used to paying this. They're all like, we've normalized $6 gallons of gas. It's normalized now. So we could bring it down to $5.90 and people would be grateful for that. You know what I mean? I think it's like also in the age of information, like it's so hard to, in my opinion, to fool the masses. You know what I mean? We're not falling for these stories anymore. And the stories are so sloppy. They're so sloppily thrown together, like, oh, like people will believe this. It's like, girl, no, they won't. Not anymore. Good luck to you. Honestly, everyone hates you now, by the way. You should be worried about it. CEOs should be worried that we hate them because we do. And we do. And I don't condone no violence or nothing, but damn, you guys are so the audacity is crazy. But anyway, people used to get purpose from their jobs, okay? And I think that I keep having dreams about working at some of my old jobs because I'm really good at my job, whatever it is. If you hire me to do a thing, within 2 weeks time, I totally have my systems in place. I'm able to lead people in a team. Like, I'm so good at logistics. Oh my god, let me silence that. I'm so good at logistics. I'm so good at organization and calendars and time management and like all that shit that you have to do at a job. I am good at it. Okay. And Me having been out of a job for so long now, it's been like a year and a half. I definitely do not feel that I've lost my purpose. In fact, I've found it in so many other ways. But I think that I keep dreaming about these jobs and like doing them and doing them well, by the way, in the dreams. And like everyone else is, you know, whatever in my dream or whatever. But I'm dreaming about it because it gave me a sense of like I'm really good at this thing. Unfortunately, in real life, I didn't get any grace at those jobs. Nobody really gave me the credit for what I was doing, right? Like, and that's kind of what they all give you. That's what you can expect in a corporate environment is verbally being told like, "Oh, like you did a good job. Thank you for, getting our numbers up for this quarter," or whatever dumb fucking shit that you have to do at your jobs, but nobody rewards you financially. Nobody's getting bonuses anymore. Everyone's living paycheck to paycheck. Like, I can't even get a 25-cent raise after I just basically saved this entire department, like type shit. You know what I mean? That's happened to me at so many jobs. And at some point I'm like, okay, like, but I'm getting fulfillment from being good at this. I know that. I'm getting the fulfillment from like crushing this job. But you don't get there's no purpose to it anymore. We're all working to live. Or we're working for the weekend or whatever the saying is. So I think it's like I want to move on with my, other purposes that I have in this life. That a job will simply never we'll never get satisfaction from our jobs anymore. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. We're never going to get that purpose from our jobs ever again. I really believe that. I think we are way past the like era of when that's why it's like when people are like, "Oh, so like who are you?" And you say what you do for work. And then someone's like, "Oh, that's what you do for work." But like, who are you? Like, what are you about? Like, what do you do? Not what do you do for work? Like, what do you do for your life? Like, people do not have to identify and resonate with what they do for their jobs. You know, if you do something for your job that it does resonate with you, say you are an artist. That is your job because you get paid for it, you know what I mean? Like, you sell paintings, you create bodies of work, and people purchase those and collect them, you know what I mean? That's your purpose, that's your job all mixed together, you know what I mean? We are not, allotted not a lot of people are allotted that, you know? Using your utilizing your talents that you enjoy doing and getting paid for them. Okay? And we've also muddied the waters to where every hobby that you enjoy, someone is pushing you to monetize it. And it's like, what do I actually just like crocheting blankets for my friends and family, like as gifts. Like, do you want like I don't want to open an Etsy where I crochet for like and sell my workings. Why does it have to be I hate money, dude. I don't hate money. Actually, let me take that back. I'm creating a very healthy relationship with money right now, and it is very difficult. Money is an energy. It's constantly swirling around our society, our earth. Like, money is It ain't going nowhere, girl. And you have to have a good relationship with it to be able to hold on to it, to get it to work for you, to get it to allow you to do things that you want to do with your life, to give back to people who you care about, to travel the world and have new experiences, to have a home where you can have a roof over your head, and air conditioning and heating and all of that stuff. Like it costs money, right? So we do need to develop a better relationship with money. I haven't had that my entire life. I've never been in a situation where money ain't a thing. Okay. But soon I will. Soon money won't be a thing to me. I won't be worried about it because it's coming to me because I'm living in my purpose. Okay. But the powers that be make getting it very difficult. They created this matrix of a simulation that prevents us from getting the money that we need. That's not even the tangent that I really wanted to go on. I'm not really trying to be the chosen one here. Okay. Keanu Reeves, as we all know him. Okay. Um, I was just going to tell you about how I was at a restaurant a couple of nights ago with my girl, and we had just gone there to chill. We had just done Disneyland all day, and we wanted to chill. Get off of our feet. Our dogs was barking. It was a big Disney day, so we went to go eat at this restaurant. Okay, and it was busy as fuck. It was a brewery, and it was busy as fuck on a Thursday night, which is crazy. And our server had like 311 tops of people, like, you know what I mean? Guests. And I always forget that breweries are family friendly. So people be bringing their fucking snot ass kids to the brewery. It kind of ruins it for everyone else. But if you have to bring your kid, you have to bring your kid. Like, I don't know. Just kids are like annoying sometimes, especially in like a setting where we're all trying to chill and like have a good time and like be away from, you know what I mean? Like the bar is just not a place for kids. And breweries are bars at the end of the day. I know they're supposed to be family friendly, they're dog friendly, which sign me up for that. But, anyways, our server was fucking stressed as shit. So when she came over to greet us, she was a little bit on edge. But not only can I read people's energies, I was a server for way too many years, girl. I know exactly what you're going through right now. Luckily, we're not in a rush. We're actually going to chill here for a minute, and you don't really have to worry about us. And so when she came over, she was just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, can I get you guys started? Blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Oh, you know what? Like, we haven't even decided. Like, just give us a minute, you know?" And she was like, "Okay," and like walked away. Then she came back and I was like, "Okay, we had like decided everything. We ordered all our shit." And she was like, "Okay, thank you so much." And like, I'm so sorry for the wait, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't even a wait. She was just being polite because I could tell she was stressing out. And she had this bitch ass table with all these bitch ass white people who had all these bitch ass kids who were running around and causing a ruckus and making a fucking mess. And then they wanted to split their bill like 8 ways. It was crazy. Dude, I could see that she was going through it and going through an experience that I've definitely had multiple times in my serving career. Okay. I do not wish that job on anybody. Um, it's fucking difficult. And at the end of the day, not worth it. Customer service is so fucking tragic. And I if you find yourself like being a fucking bitch to a customer service worker, just know that there's no earthly reason they should give a shit about you. Like there really isn't. It's not they do not get paid enough money to deal with the type of shit that customers put them through. It's so horrible. And I worked in customer service for so long that you should know, if you come to a customer service person with a complaint, something happened, you need to get a replacement, your shipment got lost. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. If you find yourself having to hit up a customer service person and you're like, "Hey, I'm so sorry. I think that my package was stolen," or just explain your situation. And I guarantee you the customer service person is going to be like, "Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and fix that." Because that's what they're there for. They're there to ease the situation, figure out the best solution for you, and fix it. That's what customer service is there for. But there is this misconception that if you come out of the gate angry as fuck and you want to um you think that threatening to leave a scathing review or call the BBB or whatever the fuck, like, you think the threat is going to get you the most out of the customer service interaction. Like, they're just going to give you whatever you want just so you won't, like, hurt the company or whatever. And that, you know, like, you being the most angry you can be is going to get you the best result. That is untrue. Okay. As soon as someone slid into my inbox as a customer service person and started off with the attitude, I am not giving you anything you're asking for, by the way. I don't care if you open a chargeback and we have to then give you your money back 75 days from now because the bank decided that they wanted to, honor your chargeback or whatever. I want you to have to deal with this for the next 3 months because you were a fucking bitch right off the goddamn gate. You know, I used to get emails with people like, if you come in, you start nice and you say, "Hey, something happened with my package," or like, "I got the wrong thing. I ordered a large, but I received a small. Like, is there any way I can exchange this?" Yes, yes, of course. That's our fault. That's our fault. I'm gonna switch it for you. That's totally fine. Here's your shipping label if you want to ship that back, or you can keep that small and give it to someone you know. Let's figure it out. But if you fucking email me, bitch, and you're like, "Can someone please explain to me why I got a large in the mail even though I ordered a small?" It's really not that hard. An S and an L look totally different. Someone please explain to me how this could even happen? Are you guys incompetent? The job is not that hard. Bitch, you're lucky if you don't get fucking blocked. Not only are you not getting the small that you ordered, you're not getting anything at all. I'm not giving you a refund. I'm not giving you the fucking order either because you're a fucking bitch. Why do you think that this is the solution? Why do you think you can treat me this way? People straight up told me to myself in emails over a hoodie that hadn't shipped yet because it was clearly a pre order item. And you talk about you should kill yourself because you haven't gotten your hoodie yet and you ordered it 48 minutes ago. And God forbid it hasn't shipped yet. I mean, we're not Amazon. This is a regular company. And that was a pre-order item. And you had to agree to that before you made your purchase. So not only are you telling me you are a evil fucking bitch, you're also telling me that you can't read and you're illiterate and dumb. And I hate you. And I do not want to help you. You do not deserve my customer service. I'm going to give you a 1-star service now. You do not deserve my 5 stars. You can fucking suck it. People forget, if you lead with compassion and understanding that humans make mistakes, sometimes there ended up being a size small inside the large, box and we just grabbed something out of the large box thinking they were all larges and we just happened to send you a small and that kind of stuff happens. And I'm so sorry for the inconvenience, but here's a coupon for your next purchase and here's the size that you ordered. It's headed your way. I put it in expedited shipping. Here's the tracking number. It should be there within 2 days. So sorry about this. Hopefully you get it all sorted out. You know what I mean? That's actually the agenda of customer service, is to do that type of shit for you. Fix it up real nice. But don't nobody want to do that for you if you are a fucking bitch. And most of these customers out here are fucking bitches. Okay? Have some fucking compassion. Why don't you just like think about in your head really quickly that you're treating me this way. You're telling me to kill myself. You are telling me that I have the worst customer service of anybody ever. And like, how could this mistake even happen? Like, how dumb am I for this mistake to happen? Blah, 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 blah. All the while, I can't even pay my bills with what I'm getting here. I'm working full time, overtime, everything. And I'm still overdrafting every month to pay for the bare minimum, you know? Some chicken breasts and broccoli to steam and trying to pay my rent and my phone bill. And I can't even fucking pay that with what I'm making here. So why do you think I would ever bend over backwards for you? Someone who bought a hoodie for $30. What do you treat people how you want to be treated? And that is the end of the story, dude. That's the only thing you need to know in this life. Treat people like you want to be treated. It's really not that hard. It's actually that simple. Okay? So that being said, I just can't fucking work in customer service anymore. And this server who was great, I could see she had all this shit going on. And the service industry will really mess you up. It will mess you up in irreversible ways. Only time can heal the wounds that being a server at a restaurant will will do to you. It will wound you in ways that are you cannot recover from them for many, many, many years, okay? And that's why all of these old dreams that I'm having, like I have not served tables in such a long time that I am at a healed stage of having server nightmares. And if you were ever a server or a chef or a cook or a dish or anything in a restaurant, you know exactly what a server nightmare is, or a restaurant nightmare, like you know what it is. And it's crazy because I haven't served since 2019. And then when I first got laid off from my warehouse job, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to get a fucking restaurant job because at least I can make a decent amount of money like in tips, and that'll help me like catch up a little bit. Even though I was still trying to get a fucking office job too, which also didn't work out. Spoiler alert, I'm still unemployed. This is my job, I just don't get paid for it. Anyway, um I had a stage shift at a brewery that I was trying to get a job at. So it had been 5 years since I served tables. I went here, I did this stage shift, I did a good job. I did a good job at the stage shift. I was like, I could work here. This place is chaotic as fuck. It needs a lot of organization. I don't know what it's like working with these people, but I'm just here to do the job and leave. Okay. I am not the manager. I don't need to, this is not my job. I'm just here to bartend, keep my station clean, and dip when the fucking shift is over. That was my whole mentality going in there. So I worked one stage shift for 2 hours, and that night I had a server nightmare. Yeah. Yeah. It was PTSD. It's all coming back, like Danny DeVito. You unzipped me. You unzipped me. It's all coming back. All it took was 1 2 hour star shift at a new restaurant for me to start having nightmares again about working in that industry. Okay. Some people are passionate about that industry. Like, when you watch like The Bear and like all of those people who work there, like they're passionate about the industry. Okay. You have the chef who loves creating food, creating plates and dishes and everything. You have the pastry guy who loves creating new and innovative ways of doing pastries and sauces and au jus. And like, everybody it's an art form for them. And then you have the front of house who like loves to create like a dining experience and make people feel welcomed and how they want to come back and get regulars and all that. Everybody is in their passion. I am not in my passion at all with the service industry, okay? I have a passionate hatred for it, okay? I want to be the diner. I want to be dining, the dinee. Okay, I do not want to be the server. And I want to be the dinee who respects the server, okay? Lets them know, "Hey, you don't have to worry about this table because we are very chill. I know what you're going through. You're okay. I'm not gonna leave you a bad review. I could look around. A lot of people can't look around a restaurant and see the chaos that's ensuing. Okay. They're so selfish. Okay. They're self centered and they only care about themselves and their experience. So if service is slow and you can't look around and see that there's a 2 hour wait and there's a million tickets lined up in the kitchen and they're running out of silverware because there's so many people eating and the dish pit's working overtime to get all that done. I mean, people just don't fucking see all of that. And it must be nice, honestly. It must be nice to be able to not even fucking think about all of those things. All of those little factors that go into like running a restaurant in general and like and like having service, you know, doing a good service. And all those people working, you're lucky if they've ate in the last 10 hours. Okay. And what they are eating is shit that you're sending back because you think it's too cold or you forgot to say no cheese on this and so now we have to remake it. And so now someone's eating some fucking leftovers from some person who forgot to say no cheese and I don't even like this salad, but that's what I'm going to eat because that's all I can afford. And you know what I mean? Come on, guys. Respect your fucking servers and fucking tip them. I know that tipping culture is only really a thing in America. A lot of other countries do not subscribe to tipping culture in that way. But here in America, those motherfuckers live off those tips. And that is serious business. Okay. Working hourly at a restaurant for minimum wage and the trauma you endure whilst doing that job is not worth minimum wage. I'll tell you that. Okay. The only thing that makes you feel at least a little bit fucking human at the end of a shift like that is counting the cash tips that you get to take home. And maybe you can get a little meal for yourself on the way home so you can go home and sit in a catatonic state while you enjoy or at least try to enjoy. God damn it. Hold please. Yet another low income situation here. Okay, I ran out of storage on my phone. Had to delete a few things to continue to record this, but you know what? We're just gonna wrap up the episode because I'm kind of beating a dead horse, and I will talk about how serving has traumatized me again in some other episode, and I've probably talked about it before. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in yet again to another episode of Insufferable with me, your host, Lindsay Howe. And I will see you next week. Bye.